Title: My cousin live-streamed a family dinner where my mom called me a desperate failure, even though I'd been paying her medical bills for 5 years. She laughed while describing how pathetic my life was, so I blocked her number and watched by strangers. It was a Sunday night when my phone blew up. Text after text. Some from high school friends I hadn't spoken to in years. Others from coworkers who just thought I should know. Every message said the same thing in different ways. Hey, are you okay? Is that really your mom talking about you on this live stream? Thought you paid for her hospital bills. This is messed up. I clicked one of the links. It opened to a replay on Facebook. A live video, originally posted by my cousin Trisha, our family's self-declared influencer. The camera was angled slightly crooked, showing the table at my mom's house. Plastic plates, store-brand soda, cheap candles meant to look elegant. Everyone looked relaxed, laughing, forks scraping, wine pouring. Then it happened. My name came up. "Oh, her?" my mom said, already half a glass deep. "She's a walking pity project. Poor thing still lives in that little apartment, thinks a job title makes her important." My aunt snorted. "Does she still pay your bills?" My mom waved her off like she was swatting a fly. "She thinks she does. Sends a check once a month, big deal. Honestly, it's her guilt tax. Let her feel useful." Laughter. 5 years of bills, someone muttered off-screen. "Guess you raised a desperate failure with a savior complex." More laughter. Then the kicker. "What can I say?" my mom said with a smirk. "She's pathetic, but convenient." I didn't finish the video. I didn't need to. I sat there staring at the screen, not crying, not fuming, just stunned. 5 years. 5 years of working overtime shifts, of picking up part-time freelance jobs to cover her hospital stays, of sacrificing vacations, car upgrades, even dental work, to make sure she got the care she needed. And this was what I got in return. I opened my contact list, found her name. Mom held down my finger. Hit block caller. Then I blocked my cousin. Then the entire group chat. I didn't write a goodbye, didn't demand an apology, didn't send the video back to shame them. I just vanished, because they already said how they felt. Now, it was time I showed them who they lost. Disconnect. By Monday morning, the block list was complete. Not just phone numbers, emails, social media accounts, even the third-party pharmacy login I used to pay my mom's prescription copays each month. Click, log out, forget. It was the most peaceful morning I'd had in years. There were no angry texts at first. No, "Where are you?" calls. Because they didn't know yet. They assumed the next payment would go through, same as always. They assumed the lights would stay on, her appointments would be covered, and her guilt-free gossip train would roll on uninterrupted. But this time, I had nothing left to give. On the 5th of the month, the first copay declined. I knew because I'd been getting duplicate notifications sent to my email for years. She never fixed it. Prescription refill for Patricia L. Payment declined. Action required. 2 hours later, my old work phone buzzed. An emergency contact number she still had. Voicemail. "Hey, sweetheart. The card's not working again. Can you fix it? I have a refill due this week." No greeting. No apology. No mention of the video. Just a request. Like nothing happened. I blocked the number. Later that evening, my cousin Trisha posted a cryptic story. Some people really show you who they are when they don't get applause anymore. No tag. No name. Didn't matter. I replied with one emoji from a burner account. Film strip. She blocked it immediately. 3 days later, my aunt texted from an unknown number. "You need to stop being dramatic. She's your mother. She's sick." "I was sick too," I typed back. "Just took longer for me to notice." Blocked. The silence wasn't quiet anymore. It was echoing. The absence of help, of grace, of me. became a weight they hadn't prepared for, because they thought I was desperate. But all I had ever been was loyal, and now they'd used up every last drop of it. No more refills. It started slowly. The first missed prescription, then an unpaid doctor's bill, followed by a bounced payment on a utility tied to my name, one I'd meant to transfer years ago, but never had the heart to. Until now. I called the company, had it removed within minutes. They tried to reach me again, of course. Voicemails from my sister. Look, I know Mom can be whatever, but she's still your mother. You're just gonna leave her hanging. And one from my mom herself. I don't know what Trisha posted or what got into your head, but I need you to grow up. You're acting like a child. I listened to the first 10 seconds, then deleted it. But it was the next message that got to me, not because of what it said, but because of how she sounded. It came at 2:16 a.m. Her voice was strained, shaky. Claire, I went to the pharmacy today and they told me I couldn't pick up my meds. They said the card's been blocked. I didn't know you could do that. Can you just please call me? I'm not feeling great. No anger, no pride, just fear. But that fear had never stopped her before, when she laughed about me for likes, when she called me pathetic, with a full glass in her hand and an empty space in her heart. She only remembered me when she needed me. I sat there in the dark, phone resting face down on the table, and I realized I didn't owe her clarity. I didn't owe her kindness she wouldn't give. And I definitely didn't owe her my peace to ease her guilt. Uncle Mike called the next day. You should know. Your mom started asking people for money. Your cousin said she was crying on Facebook Live last night. Said you cut her off without warning. Let her, I replied. She wanted an audience before. Let her perform now. Later that night, I watched a clip of the live stream. She didn't cry the way real people do when they're hurting. She cried like someone who was shocked her safety net had feelings. She cried because I stopped being convenient. I raised that girl, she shouted. I took care of her. I gave her everything. No one challenged her. No one asked about the video. But in the comments, someone did drop one word: projection. I closed the stream and turned my phone off, because this wasn't about winning anymore. It was about no longer bleeding quietly for people who didn't see you unless you were saving them. And now, she'd have to learn how to save herself. My name, no longer theirs. I spent the next week in quiet reclamation, not of dignity. I never lost that, but of ownership. My name was still tied to things I never truly controlled. So I started cutting threads, one by one. I logged into the utility accounts. Gas, electric, internet. The ones she just needed help with for a little while. Every single one had my name on it, not hers. I updated the files, sent formal termination letters, and requested final statements. All of them were past due. Every single one had autopay disabled, except the one for her internet. I paid that final bill, removed myself as guarantor, and closed the account. You don't get to call someone pathetic from a Wi-Fi plan they paid for. Next, I pulled my bank records. Years of transactions. Monthly auto debits to her pharmacy. Emergency transfers, just until Tuesday. Hospital copays. I added up the totals. Over $23,000. I printed the summary, stapled it, filed it in a folder labeled "What Loyalty Cost." I wasn't going to send it to her. I just needed the number to finally admit I was never helping. I was being used. Uncle Mike called again. She's trying to get on Medicaid. Got denied because she claimed you were still supporting her. Let her reapply, I said, this time with the truth. By Friday, the only thing left was my emergency contact designation on her medical file. I'd added it 5 years ago, during a chest pain scare. She hadn't asked. I just did it. I called the hospital system and removed myself. The nurse paused on the phone. Would you like to leave a secondary? No, I said. If something happens, they'll know who to call. Understood. And just like that, the phone stopped ringing. No messages, no fake emergencies, no requests with strings woven into them. For the first time in years, the silence was mine, and it was beautiful. The life I bought back. It's strange, the first morning after freedom sets in. There's no parade, no applause, just stillness. But in that stillness, I felt something I hadn't in years. Weightlessness. The kind that comes after years of carrying people who never asked how your back was holding up. I started small. New sheets. A quiet breakfast with no phone within reach. I signed up for a writing class I'd put off for 2 years because Mom might need something. She didn't anymore, because now she couldn't reach me. Uncle Mike texted once that week. She's staying with a friend. Still trying to spin the victim story. Fewer people buying it this time. I didn't ask for more details. I didn't care, because for the first time, I wasn't trying to fix what broke her. I was trying to finally build me. One afternoon, I got coffee with an old friend from college. The kind of friend I'd drifted from because I was always in crisis. Hers. She asked what changed. I just stopped financing my own disrespect. That's a hell of a sentence, I smiled. Took me years to write it. Meanwhile, the silence from my mom's side wasn't as quiet as it seemed. I caught glimpses on social media. Mutuals posting vague quotes, pity bait statuses about ungrateful daughters. Even a cryptic GoFundMe that disappeared as quickly as it was made. But I didn't engage, because every post, every plea, was a fishing line cast into waters I no longer swam in. You can't hook someone who burned the boat and learned to float. I deleted the last folder labeled Family Documents from my desktop, took one last look at the list of transactions, and hit empty trash. The only thing I owed them now was absence. The last message. It came on a Sunday morning. Quiet. Gray skies. I was walking home from the bookstore when the email landed. Subject line, "Can we talk?" It was from my mom. I stared at it for a moment, thumb hovering over delete. But then I opened it, not out of curiosity, but out of closure. "Claire, I know I've hurt you. I said things I can't take back. I was stupid, drunk, angry at life. Not at you. You did a lot for me. I didn't deserve it. Maybe I still don't. But I want to fix things. I miss you. Please." I read it twice. Once as the daughter I used to be, the one who would have cried, replied, and offered help by the end of the day, and once as the woman I had become, the woman who no longer paid for love with exhaustion. I didn't reply, not because I wanted her to hurt, but because I finally understood that some people only apologize when their comfort leaves with you. And I wasn't her comfort anymore. That afternoon, I met a friend for lunch, laughed harder than I had in weeks, bought a new journal, took the long way home, and not once did I check for a second message, because I already had my answer. Some endings don't need a confrontation, or a dramatic speech, or a chance to rebuild. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. And sometimes, the truest revenge is healing so completely they no longer recognize who you are without them. You are not alone, and you are so much stronger than you think. Tap that subscribe button to join Twisted Justice, where we share tales that heal, inspire, and remind you that even the deepest heartbreak can lead to the most beautiful new beginning. Share this with someone who needs a reminder that revenge isn't always about getting even. Sometimes, it's just about getting better.